Hey everybody, this is Perch. Here we have a mail from a viewer. Poor, stupid comic readers, okay? I'm sure this mail will not piss off anyone, but let's give it a shot. It says, hey Perch, love your videos. I'm not as into comics as I used to be, but your videos really provide insight, confirmation, and enlightenment to the black box is the industry is to someone like me who was never plugged in. Okay. Wanted to ask a question. This is guaranteed to piss off people. Do you think a lot of fans who complain about how woke is ruining comics would be happier if they weren't stupid? Fuck. I'm going to need to get that cough looked at. For context, I was one of those people who shook my fist at comics for years until I realized not only was shaking my fist useless, but also that the money I spent on comics that made me angry could be used to pay artists to draw pictures that made me happy. Are most comic readers too dumb to realize this, or do they stay around for some other reason? Thanks again for the videos. Stay drunk. All right. I feel that that mail may be a little passive aggressive, but that's okay. All right. So all right. So where do we want to go with this? I mean, like we've talked about on the channel before, and I've done this video many times. It is always better to put your money where you like it. And so if you find yourself on a regular basis complaining about woke comics or SJW comics or everything else, at some point, hopefully, if you're complaining, and it's everybody's right to complain. You can certainly, it is foolish to try and prevent people from complaining about things. You shouldn't do that. But if you find yourself complaining about this, hopefully you're looking at your bank account and you're not seeing a lot of money being spent on those comics. That would be crazy. I mean, am I right? You shouldn't, if you are hating comics, if they're too woke, too SJW, too whatever they happen to be, or hell, maybe you think comics are too liberal or too conservative or whatever it happens, whatever. Hopefully you at some point are pulling the plug on your wallet and you're spending and not actively funding this stuff, right? Because I do think that, it's not insane to complain about things. I think particularly if you have a lot of investment into the comics and the characters and everything else, it's normal to complain. I think this is one of the big fallacies or one of the big things that is unfair is if people say, oh, if you don't like it, you should just somehow turn your brain off, never think about it again, never complain. Well, that doesn't work in a hobby that was built around collectors and support and, loyalty. You can't just suddenly decide, I've turned my brain off on all this. That doesn't make any sense. But you should at least curtail your spending. So if you're still heavily funding Marvel and DC and complaining about how woke Marvel and DC are, yeah, there is a certain aspect of you have only yourself to blame that has to come into the picture. But so hopefully that's the case. I don't know what is the question I'm supposed to be answering here? Are these people too stupid? No, I don't think they're stupid. I mean, this isn't in defense of the people that bitch endlessly, because I think at some point you do have to get it off your chest and then move on with your life. I think that, but to be honest, I mean, look, I might as well wade into this as well. I think that as I listen to other YouTube channels, and as I've said before, I don't listen to a lot. But I listen to others. It is true that there is a lot of ranting about things where you listen to it closely and you're like, dude, just stop being a bitch. I mean, at some point, the entertainment is just in complaining. Because, I mean, I look, if you are, for example, watching a video and the commentator on that video is really complaining about SJW topics in Saladin Ahmed's Mild Morales or Teenie Howard's Knights of X or whatever the hell she's doing. I mean, at some point you're like, you kind of know what you're in for. I mean, it's like hey, if you punch yourself in the balls really hard, it's going to hurt. If you punch yourself in the balls and then go, I cannot believe this hurt. I mean, I guess, I feel, we're supposed to feel some sympathy that you hit yourself in the balls, but at the same time, you threw that punch. I mean, like, there's only so far that sympathy can go. And if you're if you're complaining about the tween social woke topics in an issue of Champions, it's like, you did buy that comic. I mean, like, if you're buying Vita Ayala's New Mutants, and then you open up Vita Ayala's New Mutants, and you're getting a bunch of characters complimenting each other and just a bunch of nonsense. I mean, like, you had to kind of know what you were getting. I mean, on some level, you did. So, where are you supposed to kind of draw the line in sympathy here? I don't know. I listen to a lot of these videos, and you get these very earnest people, these people who are like really kind of angry, like, you won't believe what happened in this latest issue of Miss Marvel. I'm like, yeah, I think I am going to believe what happened. I'm pretty sure I'm exactly going to believe what happened, because that's what the title is promoting. Like, it's like, can you believe in this latest issue of Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers is complimented by all the other heroes and winds up saving the day, and then kind of making a funny, but it's not really funny. It's like, yeah, I can believe that. The title has been written that way for 3 years. I absolutely can believe that. So I don't know if that's the point the mail here is trying to kind of go with, but like, what I think this is a problem that today's comic readers or comics community, particularly the online community, has, is they want to get you very excited and very outraged about some kind of goings-on in a current DC comic. It's like, oh no, Harley Quinn has a writer who's said some mean things on the internet. It's like, well, no shit, she does. Of course she does. Like, what else do you think was going to happen? I mean, I get that that's, spoiling people's fun, but part of the thing that always strikes me about a lot of a kind of online commentary is the fact that it's all very predictable. Like, you could see every piece of this coming, and yet we're supposed to kind of suspend our disbelief that this is some kind of shocking outrage, and it isn't at this point. You know what you're in for. The only shocking thing that would happen in an issue of, a lot of these comics for the big two would be if they just told a fairly straightforward kind of superhero adventure that didn't have a lot of bullshit into it. I mean, that would be the surprise. If you actually opened up the comic and it had like a real conflict and the villain was threatening and the hero got knocked down but had to kind of claw their way back up again in a cool fashion to somehow outsmart the villain, I like that. That would be more of a surprise for some of these books. It's like, hey, let's check out this latest issue of, the book was canceled, which is kind of a, just summary in and of itself, but it's like, hey, let's check out this latest issue of Champions by Danny Lore. Oh, look, all the characters are, talking about super awkward kind of, 4-year dated internet memes. I mean, a lot of these jokes are stale as hell. And nothing really happens, and the conflict is campy and stupid, and the heroes are preening like they're trying to make a TikTok, and it's like, oh, I am so outraged that this issue contained this kind of stuff. What do you think was going to happen? We all knew that was going to happen. So I don't know, but to be honest, I mean, a lot of the YouTube community, the online community, plays to that. It's like, hey, for the 500th time, we're gonna try and pretend that like we're really, really pissed off about some dumbass thing Tom King said. It's like, I mean, again, there's no surprise. Oh, Tom King says some dumbass thing on the internet. It's shocking. Oh no, Dan Slott blocked some people. It's a story at 11. I mean, this is what we've got. It doesn't mean I've said some of this stuff before, and every now and then people come in with oh, so you think it's okay? No, I don't think it's okay. I just don't think it's surprising. Like, I don't think we can pretend to be outraged and shocked at bad behavior on the internet and 2022 going on 23. Like, none of this is surprising. Should it be better? I mean, sure, yeah, absolutely, it should be better. But lots of things should be true. I should have a flying car. I don't. All these crazy thoughts all come to mind. Look, I think that if you're getting wound up in complaining about this kind of stuff over and over in comics, on some level, you do have to come to a crossroads where you decide if you're going to keep funding this stuff or not. Are you going to keep buying comics knowing that this is where comics are at? And I think your answer to that is up to you. You could say, yeah, I'm going to keep doing it because I'm a collector and I want an unbroken run and I need to do it. Okay, I totally get that. And that's a fair answer, by the way. And you could still be pissed off. I'm still funding the X-Men comics because I have an unbroken run. Is that stupid? I mean, probably. But that's what I've decided to do. I plop down $4.99 a month to keep my X-Men run unbroken, even though I absolutely hate the current era of X-Men. Who is the dumbass in that scenario? Me. Absolutely me. No doubt about it. Not pretending, not claiming anything to the contrary. I'm the big dumbass in that scenario. At the same token, I'll be out with my wife and we'll go to Starbucks and we're paying $4.99 for a coffee, and I had twice, and I'm thinking, that's probably just as stupid. I don't know. I'm drinking burnt, shitty Starbucks coffee for $4.99. I mean, look, the summary here is I'm blowing a lot of money on stupid shit that I wish I wasn't blowing it on. The X-Men is just one of those things. But regardless, I still complain. I still do complain. I still don't like the era. But what I'm not going to do is claim I'm being taken advantage of. Because at the end of the day, the wallet is my wallet, and I have control over my wallet. And if I'm funding it, I can say I hate this story, I hate the direction, I think they're breaking it, I think they're doing stupid things, I don't like where it's currently at. However, I'm not going to pretend that Marvel and Jerry Duggan are somehow conning me out of money. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm doing something stupid, just like I know every time I go into Starbucks, I'm drinking some burnt piece of shit coffee. That's overpriced. That's just like I'm sure people who go to Arby's, like I'm eating some dog shit food that is not real meat with fake cheese on it. I mean, that's your call. Everybody does their own thing. Anyway, I'm not sure exactly where we're going with this mail, but there you have it. So, are people stupid? I don't think they're stupid. But I do think a lot of people enjoy the outrage. I think that, and hey, let's just be honest. We're just calling things as they are. If you're a longtime comic collector and you're unwilling to break your run, so it means you're still going to be plopping down your $5 a month or whatever you're spending, then I guess the least you can get out of that is to be able to bitch about it. So, I mean, hey, there you go. God, how depressing. Just making this video makes me depressed. All right, well, now you're all depressed too. So there you go. What do you think of all this? Fuck, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for listening.